Good morning, heathens. Today's video is just going to be a little get ready with me. I've got some errands to run today. Isn't that usually how it goes? I always run my errands on the weekends, and that's usually when I film my good get ready with me's because I have the time, the light, the freedom, because if I filmed one before work, I would be very limited. So anyway, without further ado, we're just going to get on in. Some of these are newer products. Some are not. So my hair is wet. Ignore it. I tried to use the Saints and Sinners Divine Curl Gel Cream, whatever it's called, along with a little bit less of the cream I usually use. My hair smells really good, but we will see how it sits, how it dries. I prefer to air dry my hair. I know that for some like wavy and curly haired people, like diffusing is the way to go. I'm not comfortable with that method yet, so I still typically air dry. So we're gonna see. Anyway, I'm gonna be using the a combination of the Huda Beauty Purple Haze and the ColourPop Lilac You a Lot, because I'm actually wearing some purple leggings today, and we're gonna see how these kind of combine together. So I'm going to be going in with the, still not sure how to say this name, but it's a fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to be tapping into the kind of light purple in the Huda Beauty palette first. And this is what I'm going to be putting down as my first like transition shade. This lid kind of got stained, so it looks like it's got a little bit more pigment on it, and it doesn't really. I mean, it does, but not from what I'm adding down. So when I get home today, I have to finish going through some of my makeup products because I want to kind of get rid of some stuff. So I need to figure out what's worth keeping, and I'm trying to be like really, I don't want to say picky, but I'm trying to be really harsh on, like, is this item worth keeping? Do I have things that are identical? Some things I am keeping because of nostalgia, packaging, collection, whatever. But I'm going to try to get very, like, really narrow it down. I'm going into the ColourPop Lilac You a Lot palette, and I'm going to tap into Iffy. Isn't that what it's called? Yeah. Which is this like purple. And I'm switching to a BH7 brush. They're almost the exact same shape, but slightly different. There's a lot to tap off of this one, so I expect it to have a little bit of fallout. What was I saying? Oh, so there might be some like trying products before I throw them out videos coming up, depending on if I come across something in my collection that I'm like, man, I don't even know if I've used this before, but I kind of want to keep it, then I'll probably put it in one of those videos. Or if I come across something like I really want to put the Huda Beauty palette that I'm using in this video up against the Huda Beauty Amethyst Obsessions and kind of play around with a lot of the shades and see which one I'm going to get more use out of. Because especially since they're both Huda Beauty, so the formula is very similar, I don't know that I necessarily need both of them, and I have both of them. So I kind of want to do a video where I not necessarily try to recreate the same eye look on each eye, but I just do an eye look on each eye and see which color story I prefer, which one I see myself using the most. Because, okay, so in my brain, here's why I have a problem. In my brain, I can justify keeping this one and the Huda Beauty one because they're slightly different color stories and they're different formulas. So I feel like they can be used for different things. But two Huda Beauty ones, like, are they really that much different to justify keeping both of them? Like, this one's a little bit bigger, so maybe it's worth keeping it for the size. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm going back to that original brush, and I'm tapping into the dark shade in the Huda palette. It just has a slightly different undertone. And I'm kind of doing this to show you the similarities between these two palettes as well, because they are very similar in some of the matte shades. However, the shimmers, not at all. Not at all. All right, let's go. I'm going to look at both of them open side by side. I'm going to show you them side by side. The Lilac You a Lot definitely leans more pink, whereas this one has more of like a nudish, kind of warm undertone. Not that this one's fully cool toned. It just doesn't have those more red shades. So because of what my leggings look like, I'm going to go for, which is, I hate using the exact same one I used in my other video, but I'm going to go for this shimmer because it just works the best with what I've got going on. And then I'll be using another shimmer on top of it. And honestly, I haven't even thought about what I'm putting on my lips today. I might just go with a balm because my lips are very dry and cracked around the bottom because I've started picking at them again. Not recently, but like within the last few months. And for a while I was doing so good with not doing that. But alas, old habits die hard. And it's an anxiety thing, so, you know, can't really do anything about that. All right. So what I'm going to do next is try to decide which way I want to do this. All right, I think I'm going to take the Huda Beauty shimmer topper, diamond topper, glitter topper, whatever, this one first. Oh, that's a lot creamier than I expected. And I'm just going to put this all over this lid. I don't know that it made much of a difference other than just enhancing the color. Maybe because it's very similar to the shimmer I used. It definitely made it like way shinier. But it didn't seem to change the color at all, which for some reason I expected it to like kind of alter the color. And maybe look a little different based on what color you're using it over, but it didn't really do that. All right, and then I'm going to go into the ColourPop palette and I'm going to tap into the shade Trainwreck with my finger. And just gently tap that over the very center. And same thing on the other side. This is a very, very soft shade. So I do have to be careful both tapping in and applying it. I definitely used more on my right eye, so going a little more to the left side. All right, we will come back for inner corner in a minute. I am going to put on a little bit of foundation. I put that in quotes because I think I'm going to use a tinted moisturizer, but I'm putting something on the skin. I'm just taking my hair and clipping it up so as to not like disturb the curls by putting it in a bun. I'm going to try the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. I have mine in the shade 10 in Fair Neutral. I genuinely can't recall if I've ever tried this before, so this might actually be a first impressions. It might be a, hey, let me try this to see if it's ever worth repurchasing, because I genuinely don't remember. So I'm going to put just a little bit on the back of my hand, This is obviously a sample size, so it doesn't have a whole lot in it. But the color match looks like it's going to be pretty decent. I am typically a fair neutral. So I'm going to just mix that around on my hand like I always do with foundations. And just start kind of dabbing it all over my face. Then I'm going to take my normal foundation brush. Whoop! I threw my blush brush on the floor. And we're just going to blend this across the face. I have already done my skincare this morning. I used my Skin Inc. My Daily Dose Glow Serum. And a little bit of moisturizer from, I don't remember the name of the brand, but it's got like the coffee bean looking design. I think it starts with a C. Someone knows what I'm talking about. But I have a face moisturizer from them that I put a little bit over that serum. It is for like normal to dry skin. I consider my skin normal in the sense of dryness because I only get dry in random little patches. And I also maintain a lot of oil in those patches. That's decent. I feel like there's pretty much nothing there. I'm gonna get my blush brush. Oh gosh. So I feel like if I were to use this tinted moisturizer, I'd probably need to use a little bit more of it to even see that I have anything on the skin. I am going to use a little bit of blush today. I'm going to be going in with the Wander Beauty Double Date Sweet Talker blush. It looks gross because it's a cream. So whenever I use it, it just kind of gets all muddled in the pan. I love the like tone of this blush. It's like pink but corally. I will close the curtains in a second and see if you can see it a little better. I'm trying to make sure I've got it all blended in. I don't know if you can see that. You can definitely see some of the redness in my skin still coming through that tinted moisturizer. I don't think I'm covering that with this, but you know, it's there. Alright, so for highlighter, I want to try the LA Girl Luminous Glow. I've had this for a while. It's in Holographic Stardust. I've just never used it, short of swatching it when I got it. I think I picked this up from a Dollar Tree one time. It comes with a little puff in here that picks up some of the product. I'm not going to use that puff. It also has a mirror in the lid. So I'm going to use that mirror. And I'm going to just tap some of the product onto my brush. I don't know if you can see the product on there, but this has like a purple blue shift, if it picks up on camera. And I really enjoy those kind of highlighters, especially when I wear like a blue or purple or green eyeshadow. I feel like it just kind of helps tie everything in together. I've seen a lot of people recently doing blush after highlighter, and I feel like I'd like to try that because they say it can help kind of diffuse the two together. My nose is very blue now. Oh goodness. I'm just gonna have a blue nose. But I love these like shifty highlighters. Definitely my cup of tea when I can wear my makeup a little more how I want to, like not for work. I love that. Okay, that's really cute. Especially if I got it from Dollar Tree. 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, let me take my hair down. I think I pulled some of my hair out with that. And broke my nail. That's super fun. It's not the kind of ASMR you want. What the heck? Why can't I just get that to rip? I'm gonna move on to mascara. I'm gonna open my little drawer of minis and see what I've got. Let's go in with, if this isn't dried out, the Smashbox Super Fanned Out Mascara. I don't reach in this drawer as much as I should, so I don't know if this is still any good or not. Oh yeah, it seems to be putting something down. So we're just gonna gently build that up. I feel like this is one I'd want to curl my lashes with, which I don't do a lot. It just doesn't seem to be taking them up and away very much, but it is lengthening them for sure. Like, I don't know if you can really tell because I have eyeshadow on, but the difference between the eye with and without mascara is pretty significant. Alright, so for those of you who watched my last video, you already know, but I need a new phone. What phone do you recommend? Keep in mind that I am a diehard Samsung fan. I've never had an Apple product, have no intention of switching to Apple unless I have to because I'm just not comfortable with their products. And I would like to stick with Android. It doesn't necessarily have to be Samsung, I guess, but the Android phone system, because that is what I am familiar with and what I've had pretty much my whole life. And when I say, like, I've never had an Apple product, I don't mean just an iPhone. Like, I've never had an iPad, I never had an iPod, I was a Zune girl. Yeah. One other friend of mine had Zune. Everyone else was an iPod person. So that made me stick out like a sore thumb for sure. Okay. Now, for my inner corner of my eye, I think I'll look at both of the palettes again because, yeah, I'm going to use the ColourPop Lilac You A Lot palette, and I'm going to be tapping into this shade Cloud down here. And I think I'm going to try to use a very small brush, if I can find a very small brush, that it has color all over it. I can't really see my brushes too well. I wonder if I can use this one. It's got a very, very pointed tip. Just tap into Cloud, because Cloud is a very glittery shade. And just, yeah, not a whole lot happened there. There we go. I just had to dip in again. I don't think that's going to pick up on camera, to be honest. Yeah, let me use my finger just so y'all can kind of see what that's doing. Just taking a little bit and tapping that in on the inner corner. Gorgeous. The shade. Not my eye look per se. I mean, I like the eye look. It's just not what I was calling gorgeous. Now for lips, let's get something a little moisturizing. Let's go for the Tarte Maneater Plumping Gloss. I have mine in the shade Buff. My hair is going to stick to it, but that's alright. It'll moisturize and plump my lips. Very, like, stringy when you first take it out, because it's thick. Let's see, it just gives a nice soft shine. And it's going to provide me with moisturization and plumping. I'm just going to make sure I don't lick my lips because otherwise, ouch. Now, to set, let's just go in with the NYX matte finish. Hopefully that'll keep me from getting oily while I'm running my errands. It's funny because I actually pulled out for once an eye primer to use that I just saw as I was doing that. It's the Medusa's Makeup Stick It Eye Primer. And I completely forgot to use it, clearly. So that'll go for the next video. But otherwise, this is the finished look to go run errands. Let me know your thoughts down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content. It really does mean a whole lot. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Bye.